So Gambit. Bungie has developed this mode, Gambit, which in my opinion is a phenomenally designed mode. They're probably their best ever mode. It's a great hybrid between PvE and PvP players coming into one space, competing and getting a victory and for a match or whatever you want to call it. Now, it's obvious that this mode has been neglected, maybe just as much as Crucible has been neglected, but I want to make this video talking about just the woes, the kind of incoming death of this mode in my opinion, and I guess you could say just what ways I really hope that they really address these issues and make Gambit a mode that is one of the forefront core modes to play every week for Destiny. But yeah, so first we gotta look at the issues plaguing Gambit right now. Now first on the list is definitely that enemies, or specifically the final boss stage, is just way too easy. The current sandbox has completely devastated this outdated design for enemy types, especially this type of boss. Now they could clearly easily fix this, and we'll talk about that, and you're not going to like my answer because a lot of PvE players that are a certain way, they don't like this answer, but we'll talk about that. But the sandbox that players have right now completely devastates the primeval stage. Now before that, it can be a little bit challenging, especially if your team is incompetent. It's going to take forever to get there, but if a team is competent, they can definitely get to that primeval stage no time at all, and then when they get there, they absolutely destroy the boss in 30 seconds. Now that honestly is probably should be a thing. That should not be a thing. There should be at least immune phases at that point if you're going to be that quick, because you really want to give the other team a chance to invade and deny and counter their attack. So yeah, it's kind of confusing. Now another issue that we have is the rewards for Gambit are completely, utterly non-desirable. Now the only reward in the past few seasons I felt like I've really wanted from Gambit was bottom dollar. It was an exclusive weapon you got from Gambit mode itself from just regularly playing it, and I like the idea of, you know, certain modes having certain loot pools and specific weapons tied to them. I think I'm all for that, but there isn't enough rewards for me to go on and search for. We'll talk about another solution later. And last but not least on the issue, it's clear night and day, but content. No new maps, no sort of updates to the enemy types or enemy engagements, nothing like that. It's kind of a mode that you don't think has a team behind it. There's no Gambit team. I mean, I don't know if there's a Gambit team. I would think there's a Gambit team or some design sandbox team that does focus on Gambit, but as it stands now, it seems like that team has never worked and done something for Gambit in a while. So hopefully we see some changes. But yeah, first on the list when it comes to enemies becoming too easy, especially the primeval stages, there's a simple answer to this: adding champions. All form of champions should be in Gambit. Really challenge the team in general. You know, high value targets or, you know, blockers should be champions. They shouldn't just be random taking people anymore. Make the enemy team that you launch a blocker on have to be specifically ready to counter that specific blocker. You know, maybe a large blocker is unstoppable, or a small blocker is a barrier. You know, they can easily do things like that to really add to the dynamic of the sandbox of just how the map plays or match feels and plays out. And I think champions will be great, even if the envoys are champions as well in some sort of capacity. That will also help out a lot. It will slow down the pacing and really require a little bit more work to complete the match. I know some people might not like that. They want to go in and out of matches, which is completely fair. But adding champions, I know some people don't like adding champions. They think champions are stupid. I think they're great. I think it's a way to add some simple dynamics to the enemy types in general. Now, another thing too on the list that we need to address is rewards. The reward system for Gambit is not really important. I don't care about it. I don't think it's relevant. I don't have any desire for most rewards from Gambit. Again, bottom dollar was the only item that I really searched out and got, and I pretty much got a good roll right off the bat, so there goes that. One thing they could do for the rewards is add armor pieces that have specific PvE perks itself. So in general, this is something I do eventually want to talk about, you know, wishlist items that I want to see happen in the Witch Queen. Hopefully I get the video out before they reveal anything and, you know, spoil some of my stuff. But you know, adding perks to armor sets or armor pieces in general, like, you know, certain capabilities against Taken, certain capabilities against Cabal, Vex, Fallen, etc. If you really add that dynamic, you really create even more build possibilities for players to explore, expanding the grind and in many ways expanding the gameplay loop for Destiny as a whole. There's certain perks found on certain armor pieces that can really, you know, help a build out. That would be phenomenal. Maybe extra damage against Taken, maybe extra damage, less damage resistance against Taken enemies. these things can really add and shift a really healthy dynamic in the pool of rewards for Destiny. This is something I would definitely love to see. Building out certain armor pieces and certain builds for certain type of engagements would even expand my desire to grind out armor pieces even more than it is now. Like, I would definitely be down for that. I don't know about you guys, some people may not like that because it's more grindy, but I'm all in for that type of system. Just add rewards that mean something. Now, if that could be in Gambit, that can be in all modes, I don't care. The rewards in Gambit at least need to have some meaning, because compared to other modes, they're pretty useless to chase. Now, the final one, obvious one, content. I mean, no game, no mode can really thrive if you don't have new things in it. It's the model that we've seen. We have these seasons now that really update and add new stuff every 3 months, it seems. In some games it's 2 months. You know, Fortnite, it's every other week. They add new things, shake things up. People as a whole in games like new things. It really refreshes it for them, and it's a simple way to keep the game alive. So the fact that Bungie has not done new maps for both PvP and Gambit itself and add any content updates, and they, for the most part, they've only taken away stuff, really is not a healthy relationship to have with the community in that mode. And it's one of the reasons why I do think it can just disappear and no one will complain about it. I know I love Gambit, I love the mode itself, but if you take out Gambit and I can't play it ever again, honestly, I don't think I'll be that upset. I might miss it at time to time, but I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I really wish I could play Gambit. I can't play Destiny 2 now because they don't have no Gambit. No, I actually just will keep playing the game, keep going by my day, just keep grinding in different ways that I don't need Gambit. So again, that would definitely help the mode out a lot. Adding new maps, things of that nature. I mean, you could even build on top of existing PvP maps, like do some form of spin. I know that they definitely could with their level design, that they could definitely reuse assets and shift things around and really build on top of PvP maps, maybe just make new stuff. It's not going to be a mission beyond and above that they would have to serve in some capacity. Maybe they add a theme season map for Gambit every season. That would be nice. I mean, maybe that's too much, but again, that would be nice to see. But in general, guys, that's pretty much all I gotta say. You know, my issues with Gambit, why the mode is definitely in a bad state and inevitably probably gonna die at this rate if they keep it up. Now, again, they could change things up. There's a couple more seasons left. There is the Witch Queen, and hopefully they really get their act together and they really showcase why this mode has such a well-designed mode and why they care about it, because the time they spent to make this mode was great. It was a phenomenally designed mode. It was one of Destiny's best modes they've ever done, and it's a shame to see what Bungie's done with it. Again, hopefully that changes. If you guys agree with what I said and like what I saw, said, definitely drop this video a like, helps out the video a lot. If you got any comments, your own opinions on the matter, definitely leave them below. We can have a discussion about it. If you guys are new here and want more Destiny 2 content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button so we talk about, discussions like this, whether it's weapon reviews, narrative beats I'm intrigued by, other things in Destiny. Definitely hit that subscribe button as well. Subscribe if you guys enjoyed Call of Duty Warzone and upcoming games, news, topics about Battlefield 2042, Halo Infinite. When those games get gameplays, we'll definitely be showcasing, giving my reviews, my opinions, and probably making tons of videos about that as well. But with that being said, that's all I got to say on this matter. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.